Hello guys, this is like my 15th take and I don't know what to say. I haven't even gone past 20 seconds. The main reason being there's just so many lights, so many numbers, I have to make a freaking cheat sheet. And the main focus of the video here is to rave about the T6vn here. I don't want it to be a rave video, but I think it's going to be a rave video because the light performs great, especially compared to its competitors. Okay, so let's start with the T6vn here and tell you a little bit about the performance numbers. And we shall compare those numbers to the rest, okay? 6300 lumen, 430k lux, which equates to 1300 meters of throw. Okay, the light that is going to be replacing would be the all-time favorite TK75 long live. This light for so many different generations of LEDs and circuits, okay? So has great sentimental value to me, but now this just doesn't belong anymore. Okay, so K75VNQ, 5500 lumen, 400k lux, and that equates to 1250 meters of throw. So 1250 meters of throw versus 1300 meters of throw. Throw-wise, they're about equivalent, okay? But 6300 lumen, 5500 lumen. That's a big gap, okay? That's 800 lumen difference. So being 800 lumens brighter, having 30 more K lux of throw, and being noticeably shorter. I hate to say it, but for now, the TK75VN with the XML2 PDT and driver VNX2 is obsolete, compares to the T6vn with XPL PDT and driver VNX2. Okay, next up, K60vn. This is going to be a very long video. If I trip, I'm just going to keep going. There's no way I can restart the video every time. So you're just going to have to bear with me, okay? K60vn here. 4000 lumen. 6300 lumen, okay? 240k lux, 430k lux, 980 meters of throw, 1300 meters of throw. Obviously, this light demolished this light in terms of performance. The only thing, in terms of performance, the only thing that the K60 have over the T6vn would be that it has a better beam. There's no petals due to the single reflector versus the overlapping reflector wells here. So I wouldn't say that this light is obsolete. It's still a great light, great user interface, has a great beam, and that's very important. Okay, but in terms of size and output, lumen and lux, it's no match for the T6vn. Okay, next up, we have the brand new K70vn that I've been raving about. Okay, this light is a dedicated thrower, so there's no way that it's going to match up to this light in terms of output. But throw-wise, let's see how close they are. K70vn, 2700 lumen, 6300 lumen. So this one, the T6vn, is over twice as bright as the K70vn. Okay, 570k lux, 430. So 570 and 430, that sounds quite substantial, but in reality, because throw is a root function, when you convert that to meters of throw, it's actually not that far apart. 1500 meters of throw, 1300 meters of throw. So you lose basically 2 soccer field, okay? Which is still not bad. 1300 meters, 1500 meters, they're pretty dang close, but this thing is twice as bright and is noticeably shorter and smaller, and the head diameter size is right on. Okay, so in most dimensions, it's basically the same light, shorter, twice the lumen with a tiny bit less throw, and that is a Marvel achievement. Okay, 430k lux is just is something to behold. Because the older, I don't know if you guys remember, but the older K40LVN and the K40VN, which was once one of the best thrower ever for the size, only did 400k lux, which is about here, and that light made like 1300 lumen. This light makes 6300 lumen. So 1300, 6300 being the same lux. So yeah, I know. All right, so let's talk about this one first. So if you really want to up the game in throw, okay, there is nothing that can touch the TM36vn with a for reflector based light. This light right here, although only make 900 lumen versus 6300 lumen, it makes 800 K lux of throw versus 430 K lux. So 800 K lux, 430 K lux. Right off the bat, that sounds like twice the intensity, but twice as intensity doesn't mean twice the distance. Like I said, the distance equation is a root function. So let's see what it comes out to. 800 K lux comes out to 1800 meters of throw. 1300 meters of throw. 1800, 1300. So the 500 difference, 500 meters of throw difference is huge. Okay, now we're talking quite substantial difference in throw. But 900 lumen, 6300 lumen. So this thing is more than 6 times the output, 6 times the lumen. You're gonna light up 6 times as much. So yes, this is it throws well, but it throws a tiny hotspot, and that's about it. So you can't. You cannot compare these two by any means. Okay, I just want to put it in here to show that a light that puts out 800 lumen, I'm sorry, 800 K lux versus 430, twice the K lux, only throw 500 meters more. You would think that if this thing throws 1300 meters, you would think with twice intensity, you would think this thing throws 2600 meters, but it doesn't. It only throws 1800 because of the root function. Okay, so have that one out of the way. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have the TM16GTVN here for direct comparison because that one is I haven't done any release on that one, but I've done about 10 of those, and I'm sure the people that have those light would be curious. But like I said, I have the numbers that I have for that light. It has the same lumen. That light makes 6300 lumen, and this light makes 6300 lumen. So output wise, they're the same. However, that light measures 400 K lux even. This one measures 430. But you know, don't worry too much about the 30 difference in K lux. That could varies with batteries. You know, just a slight movement or tweaks during measurements techniques can surely varies that 10%. So don't worry too much. For all intents and purposes, the TM16GTVN performs identical to the T6vn, okay? And this light being smaller, there's no point in keeping the other light or continue to produce the other light or doing a run on the other light. Okay, so, all right. Okay, the best way to demonstrate how great the T6vn is to compare it to Phoenix newest RC40. Okay, this light just came in. I haven't got a lot of time to mess with this light yet, but take a look at this. There are 6 LEDs in here, 6 XML2s, okay? And I measured this light myself in my integrating sphere, and I got about 7,000 lumens. So Phoenix is right on their lumen estimate. They measured this light at 7,000 lumen. I measured 7,060, but that's max output. I'm sure after 30 seconds it's going to be about a little less than 7,000. But the point is, Phoenix is right on with their measurements. So 7,000 lumen, 6,300 lumen. That is really close. Okay. If I don't tell you and I shine both lights out, you would have a hard time, and you probably cannot tell which one's brighter. 700 lumen at this league is nothing. Our eyes tend to look at the hot spot and not at the spill or not at anything else. If the hot spot of a one light is brighter than the other, we're going to assume that the light with the brighter hot spot is brighter. It's kind of an illusion, okay? So we have to talk lux to see which one is more meaningful here because their lumen output rating is so close. 7,000, 6,300. Okay, so this one, okay, you're gonna like this. I just measured this one. And with my, I don't know what Phoenix measured with their lux, okay? But this light, when I measured it, it got 240K lux. That equates to 980 meters. 240K lux, 430K lux. So that's about double the intensity, okay? Double the intensity, that's huge, okay? And this light makes, in terms of meters of throw, again, remember, roots, the equations for converting lux to meters of throw is a root function, so the difference won't be as dramatic. 1,300 meters of throw, 980 meters of throw. So let's just assume that's 1,000 meters of throw for the sake of simplicity. 1,000 meters of throw, 1,300 meters of throw. So about the same output, okay? But here you have 1,300. You have not 1,300. You have over 300 meters of throw. And take a look at the lights. This is a factory light, so that goes to show how much a really heavily modified lights perform compared to a really heavy hitter from the factory. 6 emitters versus 4 emitters. A huge light with 18650, huge battery pack. Just look at the size difference. It's the head of this light fits in the glass on top of the glass of this light. So the difference in size is huge. Okay, there's just so much more reflector surface area to bounce off the light. But because this is a factory light, the performance cannot touch a much smaller modified lights. So, and this is not like an old light or anything. It's brand new on the market. This is the best of the best from Phoenix, the brightest they got from Phoenix. And compares to other factory lights, it kicks ass. But it doesn't kick the T6vn ass. It's just, couldn't do it, okay? To show how tough this little guy is. All right. So, why did I bring in the Olight SR90? I got this Olight SR90 in a trade, okay? And when it, I modded this light, so now it has an SPT70 round eye. So the comparison is not, it's not apples to apples because I'm trying to compare a factory lights to a modded light here. Anyhow, forget what I just said. Okay, OLED SR90. These are not my numbers, these are self-built numbers. And self-built estimated this light at 2000 lumen and 110K lux. Okay, and 110K lux equates to 650 meters of throw. Okay, the reason I can't measure this light myself is because I put in a new LED already and I mounted on copper and I did other stuff to it. So I can't measure the numbers. It won't be a representation of what a factory light is like, but I put it here so you can see the size difference. Okay, and the time that this light came out, it was the biggest LED light. It was the coolest, badass LED light. Just take a look of that reflector. At the time, there were no LED light with reflector that big. There are no LED light this large, period. And the reflector was just shocking compared to everything out at the time. And at 2000 lumen, it was just surreal. I remember lights at the time, I think it came out around the same time as a Phoenix TK45. And that light was my first expensive light I got for $125. And it makes around 700 lumen. Out the front, maybe 600 or something like that. 600 lumen was very, very bright at the time. Okay, and this is around 2007 maybe? I might be wrong. Give or take a year or two. Around 2007. So, about 10 years ago, a decade ago, wow. Wow, that's a long time ago. Okay. So, about a decade ago, this light was the king. The throw king, the lumen king. 2000 lumen, 110K lux. And look how technology have came about. 2000 lumen. And I don't even know if that's out the front. Let's assume that's out the front. 2000 lumen, 6300 lumen. So you have 3 times the lumen, okay? And here you have 110K lux. Here you have 430K lux. So that's 4 times the beam intensity. You have 1300 meters of throw. You have 650 meters of throw. So that's about twice the distance. And look at the size. Okay, in 10 years, and look how far we've came about. It's amazing. Okay, 6300 lumen, 2000 lumen. And this one has 4 times the beam intensity, twice the distance of the throw. So, I know it's obsolete, but this light is so popular in the flashlight world, I have to bring it in and show it every now and then to show how far we came about. So, this light, so far, all I've been doing is raving about the T6vn. What don't I like about it? Okay? Well, of course there are things I don't like about it. Small, compact. Let's first talk about the things I like first, and then I'll tell you about the things I don't like. Okay? Okay, nice lanyard, hot shoe mounting tripod hole right in the center of the body, very easy to mount, very well thought out. I like it that there are very large openings here for lanyards to come through. That's very nice. I like that. I like that it has a scallop bezel, okay? And if you leave the light upside down, you can see the light so you won't accidentally leave the light on. I also like how on the cooling fins here, they're very large holes, so you can actually run additional lanyards through these attachment points, okay? Very nice tactical feel. Yeah, they click nicely, okay? Now both of them will do the same thing with driver VNX2, but I like the way that they click. Okay. Nice. Very nice design overall. I kind of wish that the bezel up here would be stainless steel instead of this aluminum. Stainless steel is just more robust, and it will make it a little bit more high class, okay? But otherwise, aluminum is fine, it's light, and keeps it short. Well, aluminum doesn't keep it short, but okay, at this point, you know I'm rambling. Let's get back to things I don't like. Okay, so the reflector quality is not as good as Phoenix. Phoenix has flawless. They're both plastic, but you can see that the Phoenix just have a mirror finish that is very, very clean. It's very rare that I find imperfections. Okay, on this particular, I only have one T6vn in, so I don't know if this particular sample is like that, or if all the other ones are also having little tiny dots on the reflector. So the reflector is not entirely smooth. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. And if you look at under certain angles, you can see small little imperfections. Okay, they're not huge, they don't really affect the beams, but they're there, they're not perfect, and that's one thing to point out. But at least though, this light has 4 centering discs that centers the LED perfectly. So like I said, I haven't handled any other T6vn, but this sample here, taking a look on the wall, this one has a Fiat Lux beam. There's nothing I can fault about it. There's a perfect hotspot right in the middle, not because of the centering disc. The hotspot is in perfect center, and there are no artifacts in the beam. And beam's very nice. It has petals obviously, but the beam's perfect. This is a perfect. The hotspot is very well focused. Okay, and it makes a perfect defined hotspot. There are no dark spot in the hotspot. There are no artifacts anywhere. The beam's perfect. Okay, other than the inevitable reflector wells causing the petals. So, all in all, there's not many things to hate, okay? It kicks ass. That's all I have to say. Okay. Alright, so until I have something else that is better than this light is going to be the recommended high output thrower. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't throw that much further than the K70vn, and you get a lot of output. So if you're in the market for a thrower, I don't know, this is a tough choice, okay? If you want the ultimate throw, at the moment, the best throw light that I have would be the K70vn, but if you don't have to have the most throw, T6vn, okay? And that's my take. And I love driver VNX2 user interface. Alright, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm sure I'm missing some things. I know I have more to say, but okay, I talk too much anyways. That's enough. Alright, that'll be all. Put your questions in the comments and I will reply, okay?